Japan is weird, but I have a hunch you already knew this. However, what you might not know is that the Japanese language is also really weird. And I'm here to explain why. You see, the Japanese language is structured in a very different way from Western languages. As many of you know, Japan has kanji, or basically Chinese characters, integrated into their own language for writing. And the interesting, or maybe the coolest part about kanji, is that each kanji, each character, has a specific meaning. For example, here we have hi, which means fire, and here we have yama, which means mountain. And if you put them two together, you get kazan, which means volcano. Basically, you just mash different kanjis together to create new meanings and new words. And this has really permeated into how Japanese people think about creating new words. On top of that, Japan is very homogeneous, and that has a big impact on culture. It's almost like every Japanese person gets an inside joke here, even if it's very specific. If it's something that has been aired on a popular TV show, or made it to some famous song, or even a famous tweet, almost every Japanese person have heard about it sooner or later, which means that the slang can spread super quickly. I want to talk about the English words that Japanese people have bastardized and use in their own way, just so you're aware of that if you live in Japan or come to Japan. And the reason why the Japanese people do this is, well, they suck at English. Basically, they're ranked 87th in the world's proficiency index, lower than both China and South Korea. And because of this, many words in English have completely lost its meaning in Japanese. Take a simple word like mansion, for example, or mansion. This word in Japanese doesn't mean a luxury estate in the middle of a farm or something. It actually means an apartment made of concrete. And the reason this happened is because many years ago, real estate agents wanted to promote concrete apartments in favor of wooden apartments. And it just stuck. And now in Japan, if you say live in a mansion, nobody bats an eye. They just think, oh, he lives in a concrete apartment. Another one is pantsu, or pants, which basically means underwear in Japanese for some reason. So if you say to a girl, I really like your pants, you're actually complimenting her on her sexy underwear. Another example is stairu ga ii, or good style, which you can say to anyone, but it doesn't mean they have good fashion. Instead, it's a way to complimenting someone's body, usually a woman's, saying, oh, I like your boobs, or I like your butt. That's what stairu ga ii means in Japan. Speaking of harassing someone, Japan is using the term harassment, or hara, in very interesting way. It all started with Japan's notoriously bad problem of sexual harassment, or sekuhara in Japanese, which became the default term to address any sexual harassment, either in the office, or on the subway, or wherever you see it. Basically a default way to say someone feels sexually harassed, sekuhara. But then the term hara, or harassment, took on its own form, and it's now used for anything that's inconveniencing or harassing people. So it can be used quite basically, like pawahara or power harassment. Very similar in English, some boss or someone with more power than you using their power to harass you. But then it can get into really weird things, like sumehara, or smell harassment. Basically meaning someone that either smells bad or wears a lot of perfume harassing you by their presence. A word I really wish would come to the West. Another one of my favorites that I really want to come to the West is aruhara, or alcohol harassment, which basically means peer pressuring someone to get drunk. Another one I really love is ekohara, or eco harassment. Basically someone that's shaming others for flying planes or eating meat or, using plastic bags to get themselves to look better than you.
You forgot your bag?
Yeah.
You don't have it?
No, I don't have my bag with me.
We don't have any bags.
For the rest of this video, I'm just gonna list the favorite slangs overall I have from the Japanese language. And let's start with panchira. A combination of pantsu, or pants, and chira, glimpse. This is basically someone that has managed to see someone's underwear, either accidentally or on purpose. Meshi tera. Meshi for food and tera for terrorism. And this is the act of posting delicious food pictures online, especially late at night, making others hungry. It's food terrorism, tempting people with tasty pics when they can't get their hands on food.
Oh yeah.
Chi-gyu. It's short for cheese gyudon, a type of beef bowl with cheese that's very common in Japan. And this basically refers to a usually very introverted guy who often eats cheese gyudon alone. And if you've ever been to Tokyo or anywhere in Japan, this is a sight you see everywhere. And when someone says, oh, you're a cheese gyudon or a chi-gyu, that basically means that you are socially awkward, very mundane looking, and kinda uninteresting overall. Oppai seijin, which is oppai, boobs, and seijin, alien. And this is someone who is obsessed with boobs. It literally translates to boob alien, which implies that it's like a person from another planet seeing boobs for the first time, being obsessed with it. Kimokawa means cute and ugly, and it's basically the term for when something is ugly, but at the same time feels very cute. Like, look at this. This is exactly what I mean. And lastly, we have yabai. It's not really a slang. It's just a word that can mean anything. You can use it when something's cool, or something's bad, or something's really good. Basically anything. You can just say yabai to express your approval of whatever the other person's saying. Remember this. It's the most important word in Japanese, I'd say, if you want to make friends. I really hope you enjoyed this a bit out of character video, and please, in the comments, tell me your favorite Japanese slang. I'm honestly super curious what I've missed in this video.